What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Douyu Cup. We were supposed to start this game in 40 minutes, but apparently these two teams just really wanted to go right now, so we're here right now, which is potentially a little bit awkward because most people who are going to be watching expect this game to be happening in 40 minutes, so they're going to be really upset when they get here and they miss the first game. But again, I don't have any control of that, so I guess it's just whatever. I'm Mikelorus, one of your casters for today. Kefka should be here soon, but he took a step away because he didn't expect this game to start either. So, hey, it could be worse, guys. The game could have started, and I could have been off doing something for another 40 minutes, and then come back, and then we would have missed the entire game. That would have been terrible. But instead, I'm here, and I will, hold down the fort until Kefka gets back, in which case, should be rejoining me. It is going to be Tong versus Newbee.Miracle. Yes, Newbee have 3 teams, which many people may not actually know. Newbee, I guess, we'll just call it like Newbee proper, the Newbee that everyone knows. Then they have Young and Miracle, and I would say in order of skill levels, probably regular Newbee, Young, then Miracle. They're probably on the bottom Miracle, albeit slightly. They are right now closer to the bottom of the group than they are on the top. So yeah. Hopefully we'll see a good showing from them. They do have a very aggressive 2-hero start as well. Undying Spirit Breaker doesn't really get much more aggressive than that. So they can run dual lanes. They could do some just really aggressive, rotations with Spirit Breaker. But Gyrocopter Clockwork, not a bad way to start out from Tong either. Lots of technology on their side, which is always going to be a little bit helpful. But they do work pretty well together. The Clockwork just providing barriers with which the Gyrocopter can hide behind. So that at the very least is a pretty smooth combination there. And if you're going into Spirit Breaker, having Cogs, having a hook shot on your side, pretty darn useful. So I like this opening for both sides, really. Definitely different plans as far as what these two teams are looking to accomplish. But that's fine because both plans are going to be, for the most part, I think, solid ways to go. Assuming they actually fully commit to these plans, if Newbee.Miracle are in fact going to be playing this super aggressive strategy, looking for kills, looking to end the game early, then someone like a DK, anyone who can push, honestly, should be near the top of the pick board for them, simply because you can get all these kills, but if you actually can't take the objectives down, then it's pretty pointless. You get all the kills and then you struggle to actually win the game. You give the enemy team a chance to come back. Whole big issue there. For Tong, if they do want to play this a little bit slower, someone like a Winter Wyvern could do some great work, not banned out in this particular game, nor is Queen of Pain actually, which is rather curious. You would expect either one of those two to be involved in some way, shape, or form in the game by now. But we'll see if those heroes can be banned out, which is still possible, I guess, for the 4th ban of Newbee.Miracle. Both sides are looking for a mid laner, not giving me the Shadow Fiend, so not giving me the Shrek. Queen of Pain should be at the top of the of both teams' lists in some way, shape, or form. There she is. So if you got through, man, that would have been actually really surprising. Right now, it's going to be Storm Spirit for Newbee.Miracle. Going to get some initiation for them. Storm Spirit, Clockwork, kind of mirrored heroes in what they do for their teams, but Newbee.Miracle definitely with more aggression. If you have a lot of aggression with no initiation, then you very often run into a brick wall where you'll be looking for fights, but you won't actually be able to start fights on your own terms. And Kefka is now here, guys, so give a big welcome to him. What do you think about this draft so far? Anything stand out?
Strong combo with Spirit Breaker and Storm Spirit, but Clockwork is pretty damn strong to counter that as well. Nothing too unusual. Normal bans pretty much across the board. Strong laning presence from Newbee with Undying Spirit Breaker. Gyro pretty good against the Undying though. Pretty a bit more better drafts this game than last. Rather, seems more even so far.
It seems like both teams have a really cohesive strategy that's really easy to read, and it's not too difficult to execute either. Like Newbee, they're definitely on the little bit more aggressive strategy with the Spirit Breaker Undying. If you pick up those heroes, you're going to be aggressive in some way, shape, or form. And Tong Fu with a slightly more defensive opening, the Rubik and the Gyrocopter, a little bit of an indication towards that, but they can still fight in the early stages, like Gyrocopter Rocket Barrage, a lot of Battery Assault, and they'll have the Rubik who can manipulate people to keep enemies closer to those skills, which of course require you to be like in melee range. It's actually going to be Tong Fu to grab the Dragon Knight. That's not what I really expected. Like, I guess it's fine, like having a Dragon Knight on your side, having a ranged stun with the Dragon Tail along with that telekinesis. You can open up some doors with that, but as far as like having a hero that is going to push, and that's very often how I view Dragon Knight, he's just like a mid lane pusher, it doesn't really fit in with the rest of the draft.
I like it somewhat. It's pretty tanky, so you can withstand Lion and Storm Spirit, and also it's pretty good against Tombstone. You don't take it down the fastest, but together with Gyro, you take it down in a pretty good time. And you also have another hero that can be in the front line, and also another insta stun for the Storm Spirit. It's generally just a strong hero. It can get owned by Storm in mid lane though, if he gets maybe ganked or something like that. Since Spirit Breaker is in the hands of Newbee, that's a very high possibility.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker and Lion could definitely apply a lot of pressure to a DK, and even just Storm Spirit by himself, and now with a Life Stealer. Life Stealer generally not the best versus DK, because DK has such a high amount of armor, and, well, Life Stealer is completely physical, with the exception of Infest, but, you know, that's not really too relevant. But he has the best Life Stealer Taxi in the Storm Spirit. It's actually a reasonable pickup here, I think, from Newbee. They may struggle to take down towers with all their aggression, but hey, they have late game smashers with Life Stealer, Storm Spirit, Spirit Breaker. If they get any sort of farm, they can have a decent late game scenario. So I think I'm okay with this pick.
Yeah, same here. I think Newbee's drop is very good in general. Also, Dragon Knight against Life Stealer is pretty good for Dragon Knight. Life Stealer generally wants heroes that have inefficient HP, as in they have high HP, but they're still kind of squishy in a way. Dragon Knight tends to not have the highest HP pool, but is very tanky still, which is not what Life Stealer wants to face. And the Visage rounds off the draft for Tong Fu. So that's a pretty good pick, but he can get torn down by the Life Stealer plus Storm Spirit combo, and you can't really rely on the bird to help you out.
Yeah, there are really a ton of combos that Newbee.Miracle have to get through this Visage. This is, I mean, Visage will eventually get a little bit more armor, but right now he has an okay health pool for, you know, level 1 hero, especially an intelligence hero, but no armor, and that's exactly what Life Stealer wants. He wants to be going up against the Tide Hunters of the world, or even like the Centaurs, where they don't have any armor, but as you said, a lot of just raw health to get through. Then Feast gets pretty freaking ridiculous, but Tong Fu, they are going to post up down in their own jungle right now. I don't expect either side to be really rearing for a fight right now, but just both sides trying to get an eye on each other. But for Tong Fu, they're going to put Bingo, X-Bingo, up on top lane as the Clockwork. He'll have no part in this one. Maybe he's just going to grab the top lane bounty. They have Jinkyu on the Gyrocopter. U9 is on the DK. Kabu is going to be playing the Rubik. We're seeing some mean plays from his Rubik in the past, and LPC is going to be playing the Visage.
Yeah. On Newbee side, we see M Origami on the Lion. Has brought a lot of things for his team. And the Storm Spirit trying to get the bounty here together, MKK together with M Christina. I guess M is not the team. I don't know why I'm saying that. That's stupid. I don't know why I said that. But we have Sheng on Spirit Breaker and 621 on the Undying. I was gonna mention the Chinese team really like these dual lanes.
Yeah, and we've been seeing a lot of teams do this Undying Spirit Breaker dual lane, but yeah, in general, they are completely okay with them. It's going to be a dual lane, however, versus a tri-lane, and generally you would favor a tri-lane in that situation, but this is probably one of the more dangerous dual lanes you could have, even though they're up against 3 ranged heroes. The fact that they can get in very easily with charge, and the enemies will be very weak once the charge lands because of that decay, is a really significant threat for Tong Fu, especially for the non-Gyrocopter heroes who, well, Gyrocopter doesn't have Rocket Barrage yet, but that might actually cost them a little bit. Charge is going to connect. No level 2, though. Level 2 is really where this combo gets ridiculous for a Newbee.
Yeah. This duel, it's going to be pretty strong because the regen on the side of Tong Fu is not there. Rubik has no regen. Gyrocopter only has 3 tangles, and Visage only has 1 tangle left, so they really need to get regen out, I think. I'm not sure if they will be able to do that, but Dragon Knight needing the ball, the courier as well.
you
So
don't
this is
usually
scaling.
you don't usually load out with this little regen, do you? Like I don't really pay attention to like the regen situation of a defensive tri-lane all that often, but this seems extraordinarily low, especially for this Rubik. Like getting boots first and trying to be aggressive as Rubik, yeah, it could give you quite a bit, but you can't really play aggressive versus these two heroes. You're going to be on the defensive almost the entire time. Do you think maybe Tong Fu just got a bad read on the laning situation from Newbee?
I'm not sure. It feels like this dual lane is not that hard to predict. So I'm very surprised by this. I guess they just want the boots on Rubik. I don't know. It feels very weird. Maybe it will be okay. I guess they kind of can rely on Flat Cannon to push out the lanes, so they don't need that much regen because they're gonna trade farm instead of trying to kill or save people. They just push the lane out and let them have the XP, and that way they don't have to use as much regen. But it feels a bit weird that they don't have more regen in this lane.
Well, level 2 still not hit. Oh, now it is on Newbee.Miracle, so there you go, instantly in. However, lift up onto Chang will cancel that charge. That's really the only thing that they have to worry about as far as their aggressive plays. Where is Kabu? Is he in a position to actually lift anyone up? And I guess at a certain point they're going to think about how many creeps are with us, so can we actually get rocket barrage damage applied to us? But for the most part, Newbee.Miracle can start making aggressive plays towards these supports. And the same can't really be said just yet. Like, LPC has level 2 Soul Assumption, and that does hurt a lot. But you have to fill up that Soul Assumption bar, and Rubik is not a good hero at doing that. Gyrocopter can potentially be, but you need to find him in the right circumstance. Chang's going to get chased out of his awkward position right now, getting lift up. Soul Assumption bar very slowly getting filled, but he's taking a lot of right clicks. It's going to be close with this nuke. 70 HP. He will be just fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, for Tong Fu, LPC did not body block at all. I think they would have actually got the kill if he did. A bit of a misplay there. I don't think he expected Spirit Breaker to take that much damage. But they had boots on Rubik, and Spirit Breaker didn't have any, so they could do a lot of damage. They probably should have killed him if there was some better plays from LPC. But either way, even if they kill him, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it doesn't benefit them that much. They get first blood money, but Spirit Breaker spawns earlier. Now he's wasting a lot of time running back to base, so it's worse for Spirit Breaker that he survived, kinda.
He does have a charge to get back out, has enough for a TP scroll, so it could be worse if it was some other hero that was a little bit slower, like the Undying or something like that, but still, Spirit Breaker is going to be off the lane for a little while longer. He's going to start charging the Gyrocopter. Not entirely sure if that's actually going to connect, but hey, at the very least in this series, as compared to the last, this laning stage is actually fairly even. Newbee.Miracle have a very slight lead in their farm on their cores, but that lead can very easily disappear. Charge is going to fly right through Kabu, and Chang actually cancels it a little bit late, actually. He already got to the high ground, so that was a little bit of a mistake. I guess he was just surprised that he ran into a Rubik there, and I guess that's all fair and everything, but they actually do get to line up towards top. X Bingo might find himself with a solo first blood. He cuts through the cog, but they do bounce him back in the end, giving him the first blood. Christina's going to do what he can up against this Clockwork, but that's not going to be enough, and Clockwork finds the first blood. I did not expect the first blood to happen up towards top, especially not being drawn on the Lion.
No, this is sometimes what happens when Clockwork gets to lane against a solo hero like Lion, though. But on bottom lane, there's a lot of action. Tombstone goes down, Dying already dead.
Kabu's on the run as well. Takes a lot of fire from Chang, but they do have another Rocket Barrage, and the Spirit Breaker is not with a ton of creeps, so he's going to drop as well. That was, I mean, those types of fights are not really ones that Newbee wants to get into. They do have the Lion arrive in that lane, which is nice and everything, but they get blindsided. They're stuck in the trees. They get the Tombstone down super late. They don't have Decay and the time to actually stack up that skill. So they get like one Decay off, and Tong Fu at that point are really close to the Gyrocopter, and the Newbee side have no creeps with them. So Rocket Barrage has its full value. Soul Assumption bar gets filled up really, really quick. And over towards mid, they're going to jump in for Unai. They have a double damage read on Storm Spirit. That's a fresh one, and Chang's going to charge in as well. Unai gets the Dragon Tail out, and Storm Spirit doesn't have a ton of mana left, but he has a double damage rune again, so I don't think there's much of escape there for Unai. They take down the DK.
Spirit Breaker with the 1000 range auto attack gets the kill. Lion wasted a lot of time there, dying first to Clockwork, then he TP'd down to be in that fight, and he didn't do anything. They lost 2 heroes in that fight, so that's not where Lion wants to be, losing a lot of gold and XP there.
He's a hero that can sometimes participate, especially once he gets that level 2 spike. He does do quite a bit, but outside of that, as Lion, you really just want to get that level 6. You want to get your levels up. If you can sit back and pull, then I think that will be fine for him. We'll see if he goes back to that top lane. It looks like he will head straight there. this bottom lane still isn't completely lost for Newbee, but it's definitely going to be a little bit messier. It seems like they're actually just going to dissolve it as Cheng is kind of chilling around the mid lane, and it's mostly just going to be 621 in this off lane for right now. And an off lane Undying, you could certainly do a lot worse.
Yeah, I hope Storm Spirit goes into jungle now and lets the Spirit Breaker go mid. I think they need the Spirit Breaker to get more than he has. And I think mid lane is the best way to do it. But this Clockwork is gonna be a beast this game, I think. He is actually in such a good position right now. Having gotten the first blood, having a lot of farm as well. Very far ahead of the Spirit Breaker, which is the equivalent. And he needs to get killed.
Well, there it is. They're gonna jump right in after the open wounds and tear him a new one with the Storm Spirit. He's also been, you know, pretty active around this map. Usually we see Clockworks at this point a little bit more in the similar position to the Undying level 4 at this point, but Undying's gonna get dove. Rocket Barrage plus call down. That's a very dead zombie, and Undying is gonna drop. The tower is also gonna take quite a bit of heat here as well. With U9 arriving, with the Dragon Form already popped, this tower is guaranteed to fall. Clockwork, yeah, definitely going to be a problem for Newbee.Miracle to deal with. Also the fact they're now losing the bottom lane, and with a lot more Dragon Form left, this tier 2 tower may even fall. They have a Mikelorus, so they have the extra armor and everything for the creep wave. And Newbee, do they actually want to defend this? Can they actually defend this?
Don't think so. They used a TP on Storm to get to top lane, and he can't get down there quick enough. There's a charge coming through though. I guess Lifestealer could TP, but I don't think they will. No, Spirit Breaker stops the charge. They don't want to do this. They're gonna lose 2 towers. That's a very good rotation from Tong.
And they're gonna lose 261 as well. He gets blown up, and here comes the Lifestealer. A little bit too late, however, trying to go for U9. He's the weakest target, but he also has the most armor. Cheng's gonna charge right through. U9 is gonna die, but who else is going to die? It should be Cheng on the run, and with the Rocket Barrage active, they'll chase down the Spirit Breaker, kill him off. They pick off the Radiant Courier. I can only assume it was the Storm Spirit to do that one. It was holding a, you know, kind of a grab bag of items, but they do still have Storm Spirit on the hunt. Gonna find the Visage in the tree line. That should be a free kill for the Storm. They do lose the tier 2 tower. Was it denied? I have no idea. I'm assuming it was destroyed, but Tong Fu don't get away completely scot-free. So for Newbee, I think it could have gone a lot worse considering the situation that they found themselves in to start things out.
Yeah, Storm Spirit found an illusion rune. That was like the saddest thing ever. So I thought it was if he got a regen, haste, or invis rune, I think he could have killed 4 heroes of Tong Fu. And he got the only rune together with the bounty that didn't give him like 2 kills at least. That could have gone a lot worse for Tong Fu actually. But they still managed to salvage that situation somewhat, even though they lost 2 towers.
Hey, it could be worse, right? If you get a bounty rune, then maybe you don't have the extra illusion damage to kill off the courier. I have no idea what happened to that courier, but I'm going to assume the illusion rune had something to do with it because...
Yeah, it just ran over Storm. He popped the illusion. He used one attack on the courier and let the illusion finish it. That was pretty fun to watch.
You don't get that from an invis rune.
I think he would have gotten with an invis rune, but it just would have taken a bit longer.
Oh, they have a charge going towards X Bingo. Hookshot is gonna miss. LPC though does grab level 6. They need to tear Origami a new one. That's a free kill for the Visage. Lifestealer trying to do what he can versus this Visage, and the Cogs won't up it back in time. They'll make an even 1-for-1 trade, but Visage does pop level 6, and Lion still sitting at level 4. An early level 6 at Visage, that's like one of the more dangerous level 6 marks as far as support heroes are concerned. Like him, Lion, Lina, those are levels to really be scared of, and now this Visage is almost fully activated.
Yeah. Charge on Dragon Knight mid. I don't think this will get through. Maybe he even dies. No. Clockwork does not have hookshot. He can't punish that.
They get a lift up onto the Lion, drag him right back into a Dragon Tail. He is maybe going to be fine, but no, he gets caught by the Cogs. 2-man spike, though, onto U9, who they're trying to go for in the back line. Dragon Knight taking a beating right now. Zombies flooding everywhere. No one's focusing this Tombstone. They take down the DK, trying to go for Kabu. They'll take him down as well. X-Bingo sitting in a whole swarm of zombies right now. Do they have enough burst damage to kill him off? No, they don't. They have the call down now as Xinkyu looking to reinitiate, but he doesn't really have that much backup. Does pick off the Undying in the back lines as Christina's dropping really low really quickly. Has an infest though, so should be just fine to heal up or retreat, or maybe even a little bit of both, as they do have KK in their sights, but no, the Storm Spirit's going to be fine as well. That's a Undying down, but Tong Fu lose quite a bit. Not really respecting the power of that Tombstone, not really able to disengage quickly enough.
Yeah, it went a bit too far. Clockwork got a good initiation, but he probably should not have gone there. Even though he got the kill, it kind of made the team go in and they lost more than they got kills. So but it's pretty even exchange. It just favors Newbee in terms of scores or kills rather. Like, but they gathered everyone mid. Tong were quicker out on lanes. They have one top. They have someone in jungle. So it's a very even exchange in the end.
Oh, the familiar though might get dropped, and it will. It's a free 100 gold for KK, plus sees a random turncoat range creep that he will take care of. So that's no more stacking, and actually there hasn't been any ancient stacking there. So pretty good additional series of events here for the Storm Spirit. 302 on this hero. Storm Spirit already does have his Soul Ring. He could be looking for a Bloodstone, but not if he gets chain stunned. He's going to take a lot of damage with the Fade Bolt there. Not even a Soul Assumption needed. That's the chain stun that you really need to take down a Storm Spirit, and it was executed perfectly by Tong. With the Dragon form up, this tier 1 tower is going to die.
Yeah, so simple, yet so beautiful. The hook shot into the cogs, and then DK has the range for the stun. And they're gonna lose on mid tower, I think. Storm Spirit won't spawn in time, and they can't use the Infest Bomb with the Storm Spirit then. And since they don't have that, they can't defend that tower. And 3 towers down.
Yeah, and that was Smoke Up, which was not revealed. No dire units in the area, no wards or anything like that, so they're going to not have a hook shot for this one, but I think they may get the jump on Lifestealer anyway. You have to perform a similar chain stun to the Lifestealer you did for the Storm Spirit. They do get the lift up, Dragon Tail a little bit layered, however. He's now stuck in the cogs, they have 4 heroes just beating on him. That should be a kill.
Yeah. And this Spirit Breaker gets stuck, yeah. That's exactly what they smoked up. They want to get a kill, they want to get the top tower. Even if they don't get a kill, they will go for the top tower. Now they get a kill, so they will probably ensure that tower, or are they? Yeah, they're just farming up jungle at the same time.
Lifestealer Rubik right now. He's
yeah,
in the centaur.
I was so confused. I was like, why do I see a lifesteal?
Dude, this is the biggest trap in the world. Lifestealer's gonna try to. Oh damn.
Oh my! I'm disappointed. That could have been like so beautiful. Like this is a Helm of Dominator creep, guys. Just and then he doesn't do anything with it.
Like old school Ogre Magi posing as the Ogre. I think they're actually called Ogre Magi in Dota 1, those classic times. They have a charge going up towards top though, and Shinkyu doesn't really have much near him right now. Kabu and LPC, they're going to get jumped in the backline. Tombstone cutting off the retreat. This looks really bad for Tong. They do get the call down onto a whole bunch of heroes. Tombstone still surviving, however. Kabu is alive as well. Cheng dropping low, and KK trying to back out, and he will. It's double kill for the Gyrocopter. Call down Rocket Barrage. Man, seems like a balanced combo. They will cancel a TP up towards top lane. Even with the Tombstone there, sitting in the call down for both missiles, sitting in the Rocket Barrage the entire time, that's costly.
Yeah, I'm glad the Kabu died. He had to be punished for not using his centaur, but Newbee lost 3 heroes there, and a tower. Tong are taking control of this game, and they have only 2 out of the tower remains. This is only 14 minutes, and they don't have that much of a... They have like DK and Visage, but it's not that push heavy. Like they just picked, so they have push, but they're not like they didn't drop the push. So this is very good for Tong.
Well, they do have the enemy DK in sights with an Infest Bomb prepped and ready. U9 is going to be in the 1v4 position. Has support coming, but way too far away. They'll take down the DK, which is actually pretty good. Like I was gonna say that Tong they took down the tier 1 tower while still having the DK at full HP with Dragon Form ready, so they could potentially go for a tier 2, but that's going to be slowed down for just a little bit. So Newbee, though they are far behind and they're getting picked off, speaking of, Origami is going to narrowly dodge death, and they actually have a charge incoming. With a drum being popped in the Lifestealer, they're going to go for this Gyrocopter who has no support. Nether Strike is there, plus the Open Wounds. Snipe the Lion, though, with the Rocket Barrage, but they still take down the Gyrocopter. That's a wicked 6 streak. Even Kabu showing his face right now, grabs Nether Strike. But now Newbee are in an awkward position where Abingo's going to launch the hook shot, grabs 2 in the cogs. Is their follow-up proper for this one? They drop the Tombstone right down, and Christina 621 dropping low. They'll take down the Undying, and Christina needs something to infest into, but it actually doesn't have it available to him. He's going to fight to the death. The Tombstone ends up dying as well. He's dropping Kabu down really low. This Lifestealer is putting up a hell of a fight. Doesn't get the kill, however. It's going to be a dominating speed picked up by X-Bingo, and nice reinitiation there from Tong.
Yeah, not sure if you noticed, but did you see the Nether Strike from Rubik?
Yeah, it didn't do jack.
Yeah, because he doesn't have the bash. He doesn't do anything. He just like teleported to the other side. That was so random.
150 damage, dude.
Yeah.
Easy skill.
But that hook shot was... this Clockwork is doing some amazing plays this game. I think he is definitely the MVP so far. He has got the first blood and making plays throughout the game, and the score is telling that he's doing good work with 5-1-5 as an offlaner, and a Clockwork just kind of supposed to die, still doing this good.
Yeah, he's been just staying alive, getting a whole bunch of kills, and even like outside of his good laning phase, the hook shots that he's been landing have been stellar. Like even if he hasn't had a good laning stage, you could still land these hook shots. Maybe you die for it, but the fact that he has such a good laning stage means he's level 10 and he's not dying from these hook shot engagements. So it's going to be the tier 2 tower up towards top destroyed. Only tier 2 in the mid lane is left standing at the moment, but Tongfu, I don't really think they have anything to really wait for before they go for this tier 2 push. Newbee.Miracle, I like how they're still playing though. They're not playing as though they're far behind. They're still on the aggressive with their power, which is initiation. They're going to jump for X Bingo. However, he can't quite get the hook shot out in time. He's going to get pulled right back into his own cause and he will be brought down. Those are the type of plays that we were lacking terribly in the last game. They lose an objective, fine. They're going to go look for a kill in exchange, and that's really what you have to do.
I should stop praising this Clockwork. I praised him 2 times, and both times, 10 seconds after, he died.
Well, if you want a more even game, keep on praising, dude. Give everyone a little bit of an even more even bet. Shinkyu up towards top, though. You need a charge. There's no Nether Strike here, so Call on Rocket Barrage is going to do a lot of damage right now. Chang taking a beating, will go down. However, Christina probably won't.
Can you get out?
Open wounds.
He will.
One zombie.
No, the zombie.
You know, they have another open wounds. Okay, he won't. He shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to get out of that situation.
Lion was wrapping around as well. I think if that tombstone wasn't in range for a zombie, he might have survived that actually. Not sure though. Life Stealer is pretty damn fast with this race card build.
We have Retaliation Smoke, however, being prepped from Tongfu. I don't think there's anyone to kill though.
No, Storm was a bit too far behind. They couldn't initiate with hookshot. And maybe I wasted smoke. It doesn't look like they will gain anything from it.
Yeah, no real targets in the area. Newbee, they're still losing towers left and right, but ultimately the advantage not that vast for Tongfu. They have a 5,000 gold lead, but with the amount of towers they've taken over Newbee, that's pretty much where all their advantage is coming from. Like, it's the farm across the board, even the kills are being traded back and forth. Once Tongfu take this last tier 2 tower, then their gold advantage might start to dry up unless they can continue on with this aggression. I don't know if they can. They're looking for a hookshot onto this Lifestealer. They have Sanjinyasha complete on the Gyrocopter. They may see Origami, do they? Oh yes, they sure as hell do. Jump in on the line, gets a spike in, but he will go down with no finger of death. They jump in straight to Kabu, charge there as well, but gets interrupted by the spike stolen. That's gonna be 2 heroes stunned. Chang's gonna drop after the Storm Spirit. Lion buys back, but he can't really do much right now. They do drop the Tombstone, but that'll be cleaned up as well. Double buybacks here from Newbee. And Tongfu, they only lose the Rubik. DK still in his dragon form for a very, very long time, still with a fresh BKB. Tongfu can keep on going, and if Newbee don't have buybacks, well, they won't, then I don't know if they can actually defend. They have a charge coming through in the back line, but the odds of that getting through the Dragon Tail, very, very low. Will be cancelled, actually. And they actually have Christina, who actually is in the front lines. Really bad pace for the Lifestealer to be. He'll be dropped immediately. Oh, Lifestealer, what are you doing there, man?
This game took a sudden turn. It was, Tongfu was doing good, but they weren't dominating, really. They were just doing good, and then suddenly every tower is down. Outer tower, they haven't lost a tower, I think. Top lane is still alive, yeah. And 2 buybacks and 4 deaths in total there. That was
500 about, suddenly pushing 10,000 just off of one fight. It was, like, I guess Newbee, they've been kind of keeping this even by getting pretty small scale engagements like 4v1s, whatnot, just free pickoffs, ultimately forced into a giant fight, and they get absolutely cleaned up. Like, that was just a huge advantage now for Tongfu, and with this next set of items, they may even have enough to start thinking about going for high ground, or Roshan. Either one is good.
Yeah, DK got a BKB so he can siege. I think Garu's getting BKB next. When he gets that, it's gonna be. Oh, actually, I was not paying attention, but Clover is gonna trade his life on dying, it looks like.
Oh, he's gonna get Nether Struck eventually. There it is. So, takes down the Undying, gives up his own life in exchange. I mean, kind of feel like a baller whenever you're playing Clockwork and you're this far ahead, but that trade overall probably not great for Tongfu there. No Clockwork means much harder initiation, but they still are powerful enough, again, to just grab their items and then start thinking about another objective. We do have a charge that's going to be running through U9. Dragon Tail not in time. It's going to be canceled, though. Now Cheng is in between Kabu and LPC. Not a great place for any hero to be. He's going to get hit with the Levitate, then the Chain Stun after from the tail. And Storm Spirit, or Spirit Breaker rather, in the wrong position, man. That was just not a good place to be.
Yeah, he wanted to get a solo kill on Rubik. He's pretty squishy, and I think he had uncharges. Yeah, he could have gotten a kill on the Rubik, but he shot straight into the majority of Tongfu's team, and with no TP, he just got killed.
Well, let's see if they can actually break high ground right now. It's at least going to force Newbee into an awkward position because you can't afford to let this DK just sit here and hit your tower. So they'll have a lot of time, or a little bit of time to stack up a little bit of decay, but with no Spirit Breaker, it's going to be really hard for Newbee to actually get a decent fight going. The tower is dropping really rapidly between the DK and the Familiars. Ball lighting in, going to grab U9, but he's really far away still. Clockwork can jump to the back lines, grab Origami, try to take him out of the fight. They take down the Undying and line immediately. Christina dropping low as well. Can't quite get into anything to invest, and they get a small stun onto KK. He will get out of there just in time, but this looks like it's actually... Is it just game over right now? Like, Newbee have no more buybacks. They've spent so much on buying back.
It's Rax for sure. I don't think they'll get a second Rax, but they will rotate down to Roche as soon as they get these two, and I don't think there's anything Newbee can do to stop that. I hope they go for Roche. That would be the better decision here. Lifesteal won't spawn until they have gotten the kill. I think they have a medallion as well. Yeah, they do. Very surprised they actually don't go for the Roche. They're receiving a double damage down there, so they would take it in like 10 seconds.
Man, that was a decisive fight though for Tong Fu. A little bit of a mistake perhaps as Storm Spirit, like grabbing DK with your Vortex. Probably the last hero you want to grab in all honesty on the Tong Fu side. So KK making kind of awkward initiation, but honestly, like even if he jumped into someone else, I don't know if it could have gone that much better for them. They're in a really tight situation where they're fighting on the ramp, and that means call down is going to hit pretty much freaking everybody. Awkward situation for Newbee to be in. Now they're very, very far behind. This game was so even for so long, but Newbee, they're not going to stop and sit back for long. They're still on the hunt. They have a smoke up, but U9 has an invis right now. He's going to jump forward for Origami. In fact, the BKB pop this Lion. Might not even get a finger death out, and he won't. Jump forward for Cabo in the back lines. This Rubik will die in trade. So far, even 1-1. This time, they're on top of LPC. Hookshot in. Very short range. Cog's not doing that much this time. Christina, though, getting hit with the splash damage. U9 is going to draw a double kill. No one's focusing this double damage DK, and they're going to pay the price because of it. 621 off to the side. Should be able to make his escape. No Rocket Flare is going to snipe him, at least not yet. But wow, man, the one time you don't go for the DK, he finds a double damage rune. Classic.
Yeah, they didn't have any detection, otherwise they could have locked down the Dragon Knight with Lion's disables, but he managed to pick up the double damage and just pop BKB and then kill Lion straight up. This Lion has had a very sad game. Clockwork kills him every time, and the only time Clockwork doesn't kill him, a double damage Dragon Knight does.
It's a rough time for the Lion. He hasn't gotten a finger of death out in such a long time, and not like that would have swung the fight entirely in Newbee's favor, but the fact that he's not getting anything is really costly. Storm Spirit trying to be a baller. On a scale of 1 to baller, how baller are you? KK is going to jump right in, killed by the Radiant, grabbed by the Gyrocopter, and KK is going to die. Well, I guess that's a 0 scale right there. Finger death being pitched in, that's not going to do anything either. And, well, that's a free kill for Tong Fu. They grab the Aegis, and now second set of Raxes perhaps?
Yeah, I named on Clockwork. Very good play from Clockwork as well. Experienced using cogs. He knows that there are heroes that can go for the Aegis snipe, and he just puts down the cogs, expecting the Storm Spirit to jump in, and he gets kinda owned.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Storm Spirit, but at the same time, at this point when you're being doubled up in kills, you have to go for that play. You have to rely on some like sort of Hail Mary / cheesy play to get yourself back in. They do see U9 right now. I think he's right on the edge of that observer, so where's the Spirit Breaker? He's charging in. U9 has BKB and Shadow Blade, but big ball ending in. Pops the BKB, but the charge is still coming in. Dragon Tail not quite in time. Gets stunned by it once, but here comes the call down. Gonna connect onto 3 heroes. U9 still standing his ground right now. Cena's doing what he can versus this Dragon Knight, but he has so much armor, he's not doing that much damage at all. Now charge through from Kabu, stolen by the Rubik, and he'll kill up the Lifestealer as well. U9 still standing strong, and look at that, he has a regen rune in his bottle. That's a 3 kill. This Dragon Knight is just unmovable, man. They just don't have the right damage. They need more magic, but even then he's a BKB.
This might be the beginning of the end. I don't think Newbee can defend these tracks. They don't have any buybacks on heroes, I think. Neither of them can afford it. They're gonna lose 1 Rax. And I would be very surprised if GG doesn't get called within a minute or two.
Losing 1 Rax 20 minutes in is already really bad. Losing 2 is almost just an unwinnable situation. I don't know the stats on it, but I'm going to say like 95% of the time a team will lose after this happens. It's, yeah, Newbee, they put up a really good fight though, like, especially after last game where Terrorblade just kind of just got their face kicked in. Newbee, they go down swinging. I think it was really just that one fight in the mid lane that really put things over the edge. Up till then, they were in a decent position. They're going to smoke up again and try to go in for a play. Cobbled on the front lines. For some reason, Rubik is there, but everyone's sitting in the call down. That's a huge amount of damage from the Gyrocopter, and of course the DK as well. That's 2 kills instantly. Christina's on the run. Hookshot in. Going to snag the Undying on the way out, and Storm and Lifestealer both make it to the safety of their fountain, but 26 minutes in, and that's a decisive win from Tong Fu. They were the favorites to win, and well, we could see why. They execute much better in those fights.
Yeah, very well played from Clockwork throughout the game, getting the first blood, controlling Lion completely, and just the damage from Tong Fu was way too much for Newbee to handle.
Well, maybe Newbee, well, they clearly have what it takes to give Tong Fu a run for their money, so still, you would look forward to Game 2. It's not going to be as a disgusting one-sided series as we had previously, but we'll see if Newbee can just tighten up the screws a little bit. I think the Spearbreaker charge is a little bit questionable sometimes. The situation that Lion got themselves in, not really the best, but Tong Fu definitely looking good, but not completely flawless. So we'll be moving into Game 2, guys. Of course, this is a little bit awkward since Game 2 is starting when Game 1 is supposed to start, but hey, I don't make the rules here. I'm Mikelorus. I've been joined by Kefka for this best of 2, and we'll be right back, guys, for Game 2 between Tong Fu and Newbee.Miracle. Don't go anywhere.